We play fractured party music, and it took a long time to distill that down, and I'll explain it in two ways. Number one is the fact that we play party music, so on the face of it, we'll walk on, and we'll walk on with kind of like our arms outstretched, and we'll play something that's euphoric and something that's high energy and something you'll want to jump about to, but then you'll scratch beneath the surface, and you'll see something that's a little bit more fractured and a little bit more vulnerable and a little bit more honest, and suddenly you realise that it's four people kind of like clinging on by their fingernails trying to make life work.
So for the last 7 days, we've been recording our debut album, Fractured Party Music. It still feels quite cool saying that we've been recording our album. It's all I've ever wanted to do is just get an album out there. And it has been the most intense, draining, rewarding, emotional 7 days of my life.
We've worked with Donovan on everything we've ever done, but we've only ever spent 2 days in the studio at a time. So working with Tom previously has been great, but it's been kind of frantic. Not through his doing, through our doing.
It's very different recording an album with him opposed to recording EPs and singles, because that is very, we know what we're doing, we go in, we do it, we get out, we get our EPs back, we get our singles back. With this, we had the luxury of time, which is something I was excited about, but not realising what potential that held.
We spent a lifetime painting pictures of ourselves for each other. I wonder how long will this last? Together we're stronger than the sum of our profile photographs. It's like Tracy Emin's bed in my head, kind of creative, but mainly just a myth.
I did, yeah.
I said Evans.
Sorry?
I said Evans for some reason.
Tracy Evans' bed.
Tracy Emin's bed.
I think in the past it's been Johnny and George have brought ideas to the table, and then they've sort of brought almost like a song they've brought in straight away, which is great. And it was great for me moving into that, because it was sort of like punky, it's sort of pop punk indie stuff that we first started with, I guess.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, cool.
I don't think ever there's the first incarnation of a song has ended up being the last incarnation of a song. It always tends to grow, and it always tends to like snowball into something normally a lot bigger than we thought it would be.
At the start, like my brother and I kind of like set up the bands together, and we were like, right, we're both going to bring songs to the table, we're both going to like do all these kind of things, it's going to be completely equal partnership, and it still is an equal partnership, but it's really, really changed because we didn't know what we were going to be when we started at all.
And then after our second EP, we just somehow found this balance that has just worked, and I don't think we've had debates, but we've never argued over writing songs. It's been nothing, well, I won't say nothing but enjoyable, but it has been very, like, I can't fault the creative process we have got now. Johnny comes up with the spark. one for the finger picking at the end.
Yeah, that was great, that take, man.
Smashed it. That's it. That's the Grammy right there, dude.
Life is so much shorter than I remember. When I was younger, you said as you held my hand with ice like embers, where once blazed a fire.
Embers is something that I think is kind of our most fragile song, but also in a way our heaviest song, which is really weird because we play stuff in drop D and stuff. We have a lot of screaming, where this one has none of that, but it's something that just kind of seems to swell and grow, and then it just drops right at the end. It ends with a whisper.
Life is so much shorter than I remember. When I was younger, you said as you held my hand with eyes like embers, where once blazed a fire. You died that night, so I grabbed life by the balls, boy, and live it. Cause before I know it, I'll be lying right there like embers. Eyes like embers, eyes like embers, eyes like.
Lyrically, I can't speak too much about it because obviously Johnny goes off and he does this whole poetic thing that I could never come up with. It's incredible the way he goes away and comes back, and it's like, Jesus, these not only are amazing, they fit in so well with the melodies and everything, but he believes in it, which is great. That's really inspiring.
I don't want to sit down and fucking analyse or over-analyse any of Johnny's lyrics. I like to leave them open to interpretation for myself and to people that are listening to it. I think that sometimes if Johnny wants you to know what a lyric's about, you'll fucking know what it's about.
Could you turn my guitar up a bit? I'm just going to turn the levels down on here a bit and then just crank my guitar a little bit.
Yeah, again.
You had the same two fates for as long as I remember. And every time I use it, I see a child in the
Found myself just coming up with new little ideas and stuff, and like pianos, we had acoustic guitars down tuned to B flat and used the slide, we had glockenspiels, we had the cello, not even talked about the cellist, he was unbelievable. We've had coffee cups and face masks, and a lot of that was down to Tom. That the creative side of it is a lot down to Tom. That's what I love about working with Tom. He'll have an idea and he won't just do it the conventional way. Have this idea, he was like, get a coffee cup and a face mask and rub it on things and we'll record it. And it was just those kind of ideas that really brought a different aspect to the album.
Streaming is really affecting the music business. It's not affecting, if anything, it's impacting our band positively, because we're still quite a small band, so we're not selling thousands of records, so I don't think we're losing out, but it's lost some of its kind of like organicness. And I think us creating an album is completely counterintuitive to the world of the internet. What you want to do is, in the world of the internet, everyone's got really short attention spans. And if you're thinking commercially, what you want to do is drop a single and then drop another single 2 months later, then drop another single 2 months later, and just keep going like that. The idea to drop an album is a massively uncommercial idea, but as an artistic idea, it's massively freeing.
Made it a much more creative experience rather than bass day. I sit in, I do my 10 bass songs. Guitar day, George comes in, he does the chords, then he does the leads. Vocals day, do you know what I mean? It wasn't like that, and it was a fucking incredible experience.
Rock!
But no, it's been great. It's been really, really cool. It's been exhausting, but in a good way, because your head's constantly creative, and we had to make sure that we were disciplined enough to do that, because I think what we came out with is just, if there was a shed of just laziness about it, it wouldn't be what it is.
The most rewarding and fantastic week I've ever had, and spending it with like my family in Pennies has been absolutely just. We became closer as a band. We became more creative as a band, and it makes the results even more rewarding.
Write something, it just kind of comes out. Like the way I write, it just starts with a lyric and then it will just go from there, so I find it really hard to explain the songs, but yeah, if it has an overarching theme, I think it's kind of overt introspection, but that sounds really wanky, so I'd say, I don't know, I think it's just fractured party music.
I can't see the woods for the trees, 'cause they're